You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison. Back from the void, we have returned. You are listening to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that has more raw energy than a Panera Bread lemonade. I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
I'm Samantha.
And I'm Cody.
We have a great show for you this week. A whole lot of things to talk about from the last couple of weeks. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out. Check it out! All right, here we are back in the saddle. Not sure if I know how to do this. Is this the part where we talk about the news? Do we play the Bon Jovi songs now?
Yeah, this is the part where we play 3 Bon Jovi songs
in a row.
Back.
No,
yeah,
that's what I thought.
With no interruption or any sort of transformative
nothing.
works.
Yeah, just straight up put them on there. Okay, all right, I remember
so
now.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
And then we put the MP3s of them on the website.
That's
also.
right. Yep, that's it. Exactly.
Illegally.
All right.
We didn't pay for them.
So what have you guys been doing this last couple few weeks?
We mainlined that School Spirits show on Netflix. That's definitely something that we did.
Yeah.
What?
It's a show on Netflix called. It apparently originally premiered on Paramount Plus, but now it's on Netflix. It's called School Spirits.
Oh man, that's kind of that's what happened with Star Trek Prodigy.
It's like a combination of Ghosts, if you've ever seen
I've
that
seen Ghosts.
show.
I like that show a lot. Yeah.
If you combine that with like some sort of true crime narrative.
Oh, nice.
It's about a girl who is in high school and dies under mysterious circumstances in the school and can't remember how or why, who comes back as a ghost.
Okay.
And has to solve her own murder with the help of the other ghosts in the high school from different,
eras.
Okay. Oh, that's
and
interesting.
also her one best friend that she can talk to him for some reason.
Gotcha. Well, that sounds awesome. That sounds really, really good.
It was really good. I was really surprised. I just went into it blind. I read the description and I'm like, that sounds like something I might like. And I did. We watched all of it in like a week or so. There's only 8 episodes, so it's an easy binge. But like, it's pretty good. It's pretty not like haha funny, but like entertaining enough writing, and the mystery is pretty good. They always have a good cliffhanger at the end of every episode that gets you to watch the next one.
Okay, right on.
It's based on a graphic novel that's not out yet.
Yeah, I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it's like based on a graphic novel by these people on the show that's not been released or something.
Oh, it's a Cowboys versus Aliens situation where they
Is that what that was?
Yeah, so that is a thing. At least in the terms of Cowboys versus Aliens, I know a little bit about this. So that was at the biggest boom of comic book movies, and Hollywood was looking at, okay, anything that is a comic book, we are going to greenlight because people seem to like this Iron Man, this hulkish character. They do enjoy them. So there was
Spidered Man,
the Man of Spiders. So there was a trend in Hollywood where some screenwriters would adapt their screenplays into comic books and claim that they're going to release them as a comic book so that Hollywood would look at their script closer and greenlight things. And Cowboys versus Aliens was a screenplay that was adapted into a comic solely to sell
the
it
movie
as a comic book film.
That wasn't what RAPD was it?
Yeah.
It was too? Or was
yes and no. So
or was RAPD already a comic?
RIPD was already a comic, but the script for it was the movie was initially a spin-off of the main series, I believe. So yeah, it was, and they were both released fairly close together, so it's like kind of nebulous what
came first,
which came
chicken
first,
or the egg.
Yeah. So. But no, that's awesome. That show sounds great. You said School Spirits. How many episodes is it?
8.
Okay. Nice solid number.
Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
It's already been picked up for a second season, I guess. So there'll be more.
Fantastic.
Which is good because it didn't tie everything up at the end.
Yeah. Well, cool. So these last couple weeks, I thought a lot about checking out things. I thought about checking out One Piece. Didn't quite get to it.
Oh, we are actually on the 69th episode of One Piece.
Oh, okay, I'm
The
talking
anime,
about you're talking about the
yeah, the
anime. I'm
anime.
talking about the live action. Yeah.
I think we've only watched like 3 episodes of that.
You
Yeah.
still have like 1,000 episodes to go.
Yeah.
But no, I've thought about that. I've thought about doing other things. The only really thing that I've checked out, so my fixation right now is old professional wrestling, because I still think it's interesting to hear the behind the scenes of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I found a YouTube channel called OSW Reviews. It's these 3 Irish guys that watch old wrestling from the 80s and 90s and basically make fun of it Mystery Science Theater style. It's super great, and they do truncate quite a bit of it. So it's, one of their episodes is like an hour long, where the event is maybe 2.5. They chop things down and they find the stupid stuff and the mistakes and the behind the scenes stuff, and basically make fun of all the old jobbers and talk about how awful Hulk Hogan is.
I mean,
as a human being.
you mean?
Yeah, a lot of their stuff focuses on their first run was, and they've been doing this for like 10 years.
Oh, geez.
They're
It sounds familiar to me.
They
I
are
think
popular enough that they have people getting tattoos of their channel logo, and yes, and stuff like that. They do a
Hey,
segment
you hear that,
called,
listeners?
yeah, they do a segment called "What Bar Is This Wrestler?" where they take a wrestler's in ring walking out to the ring costume and try to determine what candy bar or sometimes pack of cigarettes that they most look like. They have some favorites on the show. There's a guy named Marty Jannetty who just can't stop himself from getting fired over and over for drug use. Like, I think he's been fired more times from the WWE than anyone else. And they always joke about Party Marty showing up for a match, and then 2 days later getting fired and being brought back 6 months later, and then gets fired 3 days later. Like, can't stop. But no, they make a lot of fun of like a lot of the big name guys, and there was a wrestler whose whole gimmick was, I am 1/16 Native American, therefore I am Tatanka the Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I think I remember that guy.
Apparently he had a 16 win streak. He was undefeated for 16 events in a row, and nobody remembers him because it's Tatanka Buffalo. Yeah, but no, they have a lot of in jokes and stuff like that. The most recent one that I watched, they were doing a recap of the Ultimate Warrior in WCW after he was off the juice. When he didn't have the giant physique, he just had his barely coherent rambling promos about being on a spaceship from parts unknown. So the Ultimate Warrior, also not a good person. And this is like, I don't have to say allegedly.
Yeah, it's documented.
Not a good person. But he tried to, at one point he changed his name legally to Warrior so that the WWF couldn't continue to use his likeness in their promos and stuff. And then he tried to make a comic book espousing his philosophy on life.
I remember that too.
It made it 4 issues plus a Christmas, and they did basically a Mystery Science Theater read through of the Warrior comic written by Warrior. Terrible stuff. If you like trash, if you like trash, and you also like learning about the history of some of these people that you've seen commercials of as like action figures or like popular
Slim Jim commercials.
or like you've heard the name Bam Bam Bigelow but have never actually seen
A wrestling match.
yeah, and again, they chop out the wrestling because I don't care about a lot of that. I don't care about the flips. There are a couple that is legitimately interesting to watch them because they look like Hollywood stuntmen. They're acrobats. They're like full-blown acrobats.
Rey Mysterio.
Owen Hart was one of the best, I think.
Oh yeah.
But also
Tragically.
that one's a tragedy. But also, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
I like to see them make fun of promos, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's
I mean, how often do we quote the cream of the crop?
cream of the crop. Yeah,
I miss the Pat Gill wrestling Empire streams.
and
that
you know
he
what?
did.
I honestly believe that is where this whole hyperfixation on it started. Was watching him play Wrestling Empire and making fun of like the wrestling. I was like, I can make fun of this. And I do. It's very fun to watch. Plus, it's nice at work because You don't have to pay attention to anything. It's
Yeah.
just background noise.
Yeah, just listen to the jokes.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I've done.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to an Irish guy talk about PlayStation 1 games in extremely long videos at work lately, just for the same reason.
It's background noise.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, less less that I want to learn about this stuff and more like this is funny and I want to listen to it in the background. Yeah.
There's a Warhammer 40K podcast I kind of do that with sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's called the Adeptus Ridiculous.
Is that the one with Quiet Shy, the mute player?
There is a person they reference a lot named Shy.
Okay, yeah.
It's a woman.
Yes, that's her. Yes. She's a really phenomenal artist, but she is legitimately mute.
Yeah, she's like their producer or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like her art.
Yeah. Also, she finds pictures of like really, really old models that look like garbage.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And they sometimes talk about those, and that's a lot of fun seeing that old stuff from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But things I've been checking out, I've got two kind of big ones.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I went to GalaxyCon
Yes, that's,
that's
right.
right.
That was like 2 or possibly 3 weeks ago.
December 1st.
Yep.
December 1st. Yep. I went on Friday with Nicole, and then my sister and I went on Saturday.
Okay, how was the con? How was it?
Friday was manageable.
Okay.
Saturday was very busy.
Yeah, I imagine.
We waited in line at registration for a really long time on Saturday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That the line snaked all through.
Wow.
There had this Homelander cosplayer behind us. Very nice person.
Mm-hmm.
He
Unlike
looked,
Homelander.
unlike
Yeah.
Homelander, yes.
Yeah.
But he looked just like him. It
Oh,
was
really?
eerie. When we go off mic, I'll show you a picture.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
but yeah, he looked like the dude.
Really?
And he was really tall, and he had the hair all coiffed and stuff. I mean, it was perfect. I saw so many One Piece cosplays.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, it was taken over. I was like, I couldn't throw a stick without hitting a freaking a Luffy.
It's easy to do a Luffy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Luffy's easy.
yeah.
Sure.
His costume is not complicated.
Nope, I did see a couple really good buggies though. Those were fun.
Well, yeah, people have been into Buggy the Clown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buggy the Clown's kind of been gotten a surge in popularity again, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah.
But Saturday was manageable. Kind of mostly just walked around the vendors and stuff.
The
looking-
con floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking at art and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Did you
the-
meet any celebrities this year?
Saturday.
Okay.
Me and my sister, we met Michael Rooker.
Nice.
You gotta
Nice.
meet Michael Rooker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had a Yondu Funko signed by him.
Excellent.
Where he's doing the
Mary Poppins.
the Mary Poppins pose.
Yep. Cool.
Very nice man. Waited for a really long time though, because he was in the middle of a photo op when we
Sure.
got in line, and we
Yeah.
didn't want to get out of line. Mike Tyson's line cut through all the other lines because it was so long.
Really? Mike
I
Tyson?
wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw all kinds of people walking through with signed boxing gloves.
Sure. Yeah. Believe it.
I mean, it's all people trying to make money on eBay.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Paul Abdul was there.
Oh, I have a friend who went, and he went in costume as Venom, and there is a rather humorous picture that he paid for the photo op with Paula Abdul, and she looks visibly uncomfortable next to his Venom costume.
He should have went as MC Scat Cat.
That would have been, yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Did you meet Jonan and was he grumpy?
I tried to meet Jonan,
Oh,
but his booth was right next to Richard Horvitz's booth.
Oh, sure.
So it
Naturally,
was
yeah.
it was a mess over there. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Shatner his line went super fast, super short, very expensive.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's the Shat.
He wanted $150 for a signature,
That's too much.
and you barely even got like a thank you out of him.
oh, I'm sure.
Also,
Oh, it's part of the machine at this point.
yeah, and also no, obviously he has a no touch policy. It's like no shaking hands or anything like that.
No eye contact. No
Yeah.
eye contact.
Dude, he barely even looked up.
Yeah.
Like-
that sounds like the time I met Val Kilmer. Just sign, toss.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
When and you had to buy a ticket beforehand to even get a signature from him,
Yeah.
and you basically they gave you a post-it note and said write down whatever names you want them to write down. It was kind of sad.
Yeah. I had a guy who I work with, went to it on Friday for the first time. He's not a geek guy, but he collects movie posters. So his big thing was Richard Dreyfuss is there. I have an original Jaws poster. I'm going to get Richard Dreyfuss to
I didn't
to sign
realize
the poster.
he was going to be there, and then I heard his name over the intercom at one point. And I was like, Richard Dreyfuss is here?
Yeah, so he went like going in not like being interested in like.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I don't care about cosplay. I don't care about comic books. I don't care about any of this stuff. While waiting for Richard Dreyfuss, he went and met Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And he said he lost the ability to speak words when he met Topanga because that was like his
crush.
It's everybody's in our generation's like
Crush.
TV crush. And yeah, he's like, I'm embarrassed now. I'm sure I said something stupid, but I was like, there's no way. Like, I got up to her and just went, hi.
Which I'm sure they get all the time.
I'm sure they do. But yeah, he said that she was very, very cool and very giving with the fans and stuff.
Scott Steiner showed up.
Oh hell yeah, Big Papa Pump.
Yeah. I was like,
Is he doing math?
I made the joke. I was like, if I realized he would have been here, I would have like prepared something for like a Steiner, and he was wearing like the chainmail coif.
Oh, of course he's got to wear the hat. Yeah,
Sergeant Slaughter was there.
yeah.
Boy, is he's looking.
The best wrestler who's also a G.I. Joe.
The only wrestler is also a G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still looks like himself, but you can definitely tell that.
Well, here's the thing. He looked rough back then as well.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You can't fight in that many wars. Then
Yeah.
And come out unscathed.
yeah,
One of my friends went, and he made a personal Sacco to go meet Mick Foley.
Oh, to meet
with.
Mick Foley. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Of all the wrestlers, like I would actually like to meet Mick Foley.
Oh
because
yeah, I'm kind of I really thought about it, and I mulled it over for like pretty much like a day and a half. I was like, I feel like I want to meet the Weaponized Grandpa.
I kind of want to read his book. He actually did the audiobook of his first book. He read himself, and he kind of nibs in with like ancillary like additional information.
Oh yeah, like a director's commentary.
Kind of like a director's commentary, and I'm kind of interested in reading that because he's a very well-spoken guy.
Oh yeah,
he's a very intelligent guy who also really
tore his body up,
ruined his body, ruined himself. Yeah.
At one point, I turned a corner and almost ran into Trish Stratus. And I was like, "Oh,
nice,
all right,
nice."
A lot of cool art, a lot of just a lot of stuff you normally see like at cons, like overpriced toys. This, that, and the other. Like I saw one table selling a Funko Pop that I have for like $50.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh man. And then I turned around, went to another booth selling the same Funko Pop for like $20. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
There was a full-size Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Really?
I didn't pay the money to go sit on it, but it looked cool. It was huge.
Nice.
But it was like on all the way on the other side of the hall, past these like anime wrapped sports cars and stuff.
Did they have the Ghostbuster car or the DeLorean? Because they always have to have one or the other.
or the supernatural car. Sometimes it's a
sometimes it's
supernatural
didn't
car.
see either.
Really?
Now, granted, I didn't look.
Or the
everywhere.
Batmobile, I guess.
I also didn't see that. I didn't
Okay.
see a Batmobile. I didn't see a Ghostbusters Ecto-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like brand new Honda Civics with like stupid anime wraps on them.
Yeah.
Kind of like weeby stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would kill for an Ecto Cooler right now.
Oh, I know.
I
right?
would too. Yeah.
I would. Or
It's like pineapple juice and something else. Someone did the recipe for it. It's like pineapple juice and
something.
Orange.
and
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard there's some candy shop downtown that has Reptar bars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm like, kind of.
Oh yeah, there is a candy store downtown now.
Interesting.
And I keep meaning to go to that little toy store too.
Yeah, I haven't been there.
Lulu's
Yeah,
Toys or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But all in all, the con wasn't bad. I mean, it was pretty busy, but it's a con.
Sure.
The Marine Corps was there trying to
Of course, they
recruit
always
people.
are. Yeah.
do you see that picture that
Of
was
the
going-
cosplayer recruiting people for the armed forces.
Yeah, and it was Masato.
it was Masato from Evangelion.
Yeah. Which-
yeah, I did see that.
Which is
yeah.
so on the nose.
Yeah, that fits. That tracks.
Tracks. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Get in the robot shit. She fight for Americans' freedom. I mean, it wasn't a bad con. God, some of the autograph prices were just ridiculous.
The days of walking in with a couple of 20s and walking out with a couple of
Oh, it's way
signed
over.
things is way
Yeah,
way
no,
over. You
no.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest issues with the whole boom of like
Comic-Con.
pop culture, nerd culture, because now
People realize they make a lot of
realize
money on it.
people will pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, like when we first started going, Jason Mewes was signing stuff for free. I mean, I think he was high or something when he was doing it, but he was giving away stuff for free. You know,
Sean Gunn was jumping all around getting selfies with people from his little booth.
Oh, you mean the new Maxwell Lord?
I don't understand that reference.
So in Superman Legacy, he's been cast replacing Pedro Pascal as Max Lord.
Huh.
Oh, that was in Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder
wasn't
Woman
it?
84.
I still haven't watched that.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
okay.
It's just
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's all I've heard. The other check it out I have, it's kind of a quicker one.
Okay.
But I know I talk a lot about Fortnite.
Yeah.
I know I do. But
Get on the battle bus.
Asterix. With this new chapter they started, they also added 3 new game modes.
Yes, I've played these too, so I can.
Yeah, you
I
can weigh on this.
Weigh in on
So
this.
there's Lego mode.
I saw a trailer from Lego Mode.
There's Rocket Racing, which is this Rocket League with racing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's actually a pretty solid racer, honestly. And then there's Festival mode, which I haven't touched, and I really don't plan on it.
It's Rock Band.
Yeah, it's Rock Band. It's actually made by Harmonix developers.
Yeah. It's not like Fortnite modes. It's like whole new games.
Yeah, they feel like whole
Fortnite.
different games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fortnite is becoming more of a hub
For other types
for
of
other things.
stuff. Interesting.
Some people kind of compared it to like how Roblox kind of does things a little bit.
Well, it feels like they are trying to become the Ready Player One
Yeah.
Universe.
because it's very much like that. There's licensed characters running around everywhere.
The metaverse thing.
Yeah,
whatever.
and your
Yeah.
skins that you buy in Fortnite work in all these other things too.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
they're cashing the metaverse check that no one else has managed
to do
To make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of seems
I mean,
like
it's smart.
working. Yeah,
It's smart. They might as well.
The Lego mode
I was gonna ask about that. How
It
is
is solid.
yeah.
It is really solid.
Is it kind of like almost
It's like Minecraft.
Yeah, it's
like
Minecraft. Yeah,
mode.
It's Minecraft, but a little harder.
oh, okay.
Like there's obviously you have your hunger wheel and you have your health and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also temperature. You
yeah.
can get too cold, you can get too hot. They did have an update yesterday to fix the durability complaints on tools.
They break. When I played, they broke way too fast.
Oh yeah, they broke super fast. Super fast. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I'm just going through all my resources just making new tools.
Yeah, and I'm usually pretty okay with I'm not a big whiner about durability of items in games. I understand that it's a thing you have to balance, but it wasn't. It
was
balanced,
too.
right?
It was
Yeah, it was
balanced.
too
Gotcha.
much. And I played a bit today, and it's night and day better.
Cool.
It doesn't feel like it has the freedom of a Minecraft. Like you can't build as freely. It feels like.
Oh,
like
I mean,
Gotcha.
you can. It just takes more time.
it looks like you're bound to like a bunch of set pieces
Oh.
instead of having
Like you
an
don't have
individual block.
Yeah, you don't have individual
Gotcha.
blocks.
Yeah.
Like you have your wall pieces, you have your pillar pieces, you have your roof pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? That Lego Worlds.
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's a lot like
It's a lot like Lego Worlds.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess the biggest real complaint I have about the game, it could have looked more like Lego.
yeah.
Like the tools, the pieces, and the characters are all very Lego.
Yeah, anything you build,
But the world itself,
it's Fortnite.
it's Fortnite.
I can kind of see why they did that though, because it would be
They would have to
incredibly
build the-
difficult to
Yeah.
render every individual
They
stud.
would have had to rebuild the whole thing from the ground
Yeah,
up rather
yeah.
than just
I
kind of
thought
piece in stuff.
Lego Worlds did a pretty good job of making it look like Lego.
Kind of half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the game as a whole, it's actually not bad. I'm kind of getting my footing in it. Because at one point I was like, I might as well just delete this world and start over.
Is it like it's like Ark for babies?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
To
And
be
then-
as reductive as possible.
And then, also randomly, NPCs will visit your village, kind of like Animal Crossing. And if you
Oh.
have beds available, you can get them to join your village. and you can give them tasks.
Okay, so this is a single player mode, or is it like a multiplayer mode?
Well, it's your world, but you can invite other people to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then once you invite people to your world, they can go to the world without you being there.
Interesting. All right.
But you can't just go to people's worlds without an invite.
Right. Okay. Well, very
because
cool.
because it's for kids more or less.
Yeah.
Most of the skins have a Lego version, but there are a lot, at least in my library, in my locker of skins and stuff, there are a lot of ones that are like, we're updating the model for this one later, or one just doesn't exist.
Yeah, or we don't have the license for this to be a Lego. Like,
Right.
I bet there's a lot of characters that Lego probably wouldn't want to be a Lego for. Like, does the Rick one have a Lego for him?
I don't have Rick, so I don't know.
I'll bet Lego wouldn't be cool with that.
Or like the Xenomorph from
yeah,
Alien.
the Xenomorph.
I know Doomslayer.
Bender probably.
Doomslayer doesn't have. Yeah, Bender. Yeah, none of the Futurama ones have one.
Yeah.
The Doomslayer's not one. The Witcher's not one.
Sure.
Some look pretty generic. Some actually look like my Viking guy actually looks like what he's supposed to look like.
Oh, cool.
The Ninja Turtles look like the Ninja Turtles. Well, yeah, that just dropped like yesterday. The Ninja
Yeah, I
Turtle
saw that was a
collaboration.
thing as well. Yeah.
And they actually look pretty good.
I think the music mode, the Fortnite Festival, will be really cool when it lets you use plastic instruments, which it's apparently going to.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Harmonix said that instruments will do work with the mode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And whether or not I'll play it depends on if I can use my existing Rock Band 4 instruments. Because I'm not buying a Fortnite guitar.
Yeah.
But I will use my existing guitar.
Might as
Let
well.
me.
Yeah.
The music tracks in the shop are stupid expensive.
So are the cars for.
Yeah, for Rocket Racing, yeah.
But they said that they're gonna fix it, I guess.
Okay.
At least the cars they did. I don't know about the music.
Because it's a lot like Rock Band back in the day where you had to buy each individual little song.
But they have a set of revolving like freebies that you can play with.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool.
Plus, some of the lobby music you've collected over the years in Fortnite also transfer into hot tracks or whatever.
The only lobby music I have is the Doom.
I'm sure you might have. Well, no, you haven't played a lot, so.
No.
But also the new chapter itself is pretty good. Plus, I'll take any time I get to shoot Peter Griffin in the face.
Hey, there you go.
On a train sometimes.
Hey, let's go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we will jump into some news.
Long Play is a radio show.
Long Play is a lifestyle.
It is a radio show.
It's a lifestyle.
Hey, calm down, you two. Long Play is both a radio show and a lifestyle. If part of your very existence includes playing old vinyl records,
It is.
then Long Play's the radio show for you. I invite you to tune in Friday nights at 11 and Saturday afternoons at 3 to see what it's like to have
The best of both worlds.
Hey, we're back from the break. Now we're going to talk about the news. This is the news part.
Is this the part where I mentioned David Pencil? I'm still confused.
No, that's later.
That's later? Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm sure he would appreciate that.
He probably would, yeah. Let's talk about some stuff. I mean, the big one is the Game Awards that happened this year. I think we're going to kind of hold off till the end of the show to talk about some of that.
We're going to hold it off till we got about 30 seconds, and then we'll play it off in the middle of talking about
Exactly. That's how it goes. But yeah, let's talk about some movie trailers and game trailers and stuff first.
Yeah, the biggest trailer around, at least since we last did an episode, was the Grand Theft Auto 6 one.
Because it's finally happening.
Yeah, after
10 years.
10 years of milking Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online out of all the money they could get. Now they have to make a new one, which initially I thought, who cares? It's just Grand Theft Auto. It's going to be more of the same. But then I watched the trailer and I'm like, okay, I kind of have something here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It looks like they're doing a Bonnie and Clyde kind of story, which is cool. And that is appealing to me. They're setting it in Florida again, which I think is the best place you could possibly set a modern day Grand Theft Auto.
Sure.
because of the wild wackiness makes sense there.
I mean, I'm excited to go back to Vice City. I'm a little sorry that it's not the neon lights of 80s Vice City, because I still love that game.
Now, I know this isn't going to be a one-to-one, comparison, but are the Grand Theft Auto games kind of like the American Yakuza games? Because you have kind of a serious plot with weird, wacky side stuff?
I'd almost say that the old Saints Row games were maybe more like that.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But also, Grand Theft Auto games are way more open than the Yakuza games, I think. There's not as
They're
much...
bigger.
Bigger.
Grand Theft Auto's bigger, but
There's not as much, I guess there's not as much charm as the Yakuza games, I guess.
yeah,
Sure.
definitely the Yakuza games are definitely way more charming, and I think have more and more fleshed out side activities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The side activities in a Rockstar game are, you might get a person who tries to rob you, or you might get a weird guy that wants to give you drugs, and then you see aliens.
I hated that so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, take our game seriously. We're an HBO prestige television show video
yeah.
game. But also, you got high and you saw an alien. It's like, pick a lane.
Yeah. At least the Yakuza wears its goofiness on its sleeve. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you hire a chicken to sell real estate, but he is the best darn chicken real estate agent that you've... Nugget is the best.
I've always felt like Yakuza has like a goofy soap opera
Yes.
feel to it.
Especially with Majima, popping out of, everywhere just to punch
Oh,
you
yeah,
in
the
face.
Majima Anywhere system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did recently play through the latest one, which is very good and also not very long.
I've heard it's almost like a side story.
Yeah. Well, it's Yakuza Gaiden, so that means side story.
Side story, yeah.
But it's refreshingly short. A lot of the Yakuza games kind of drag.
Sure.
This one ties it up pretty quick, and I actually enjoyed that it was not so long.
I hear Kiryu has legit almost superpowers. He has stealth Iron Man suit stuff.
Yeah, he's got rocket shoes. He's got Spider-Man spider webs. It's ridiculous.
That's kind of great.
Because he gets wrapped up in a secret society type of thing. He's basically like a weird secret agent.
Yeah.
We're getting sidetracked, though. GTA.
Yeah. The worst Yakuza, GTA.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
See, I have such a love-hate relationship with the franchise because there's some of them I really like. Like, I liked 4. I liked San Andreas. Vice City's good. But, man, 5, I hated 5.
I
Really?
like 5. I don't like some of the... I don't like anytime I have to play as Trevor.
Yeah, I don't like Trevor.
But I think the point of the game is not to like Trevor.
Yeah. And I found Michael's middle-aged white man problems were boring.
Well, yeah, he's an old retired bank robber hiding under the guise of federal protection.
Okay.
It was just, he was just
Honestly-
not interesting.
Honestly, the only one that really has any kind of real compelling story is Franklin.
Yeah.
And
But-
Franklin has some of the best side characters because Lamar cracks me up every time he opens his mouth.
But when you have one good protagonist out of 3, that's not a good hit rate.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, it feels like Michael was the stand-in for what's his face from Grand Theft Auto 3.
Claude Speed.
And then, Franklin's kind of the stand-in for
Charlie Murphy.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Murphy voices him.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
then there you go.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Bleep,
CJ.
here we go
CJ.
again. CJ, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I hate to move us off to another topic, but
Yeah.
we have a lot of things to
We
go
do have a
over
lot of
here.
things to talk about.
So yeah, more trailers. We have the Godzilla versus Kong, New World,
New Empire.
New Empire. Yeah.
Legendary keeps churning out kaiju movies.
As our resident monkey boy, Josh.
Yes.
Tell me about this trailer.
Well, it's a sequel to the Godzilla versus Kong movie that came out
That famous court case.
2 years ago.
Godzilla v. Kong.
Godzilla v Kong. Yeah.
I mean, it looks all right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
Godzilla and Kong teaming up again to fight another giant kaiju.
Evil. It looks like evil Kongs.
Evil Kongs. But also it looks like there's some kind of weird ancient human civilization that maybe worships this evil Kong or something.
My theory is it's the new movie's version of the Mothra twins, the little magical people.
The two little tiny Asian ladies that sing, and then Mothra comes.
Yeah.
Mothra. Anyway, and, it looks fine. For some reason, Kong has a
Diddy Kong.
well, no, some kind of weird mecha arm.
Oh. Did his arm get real hurt in the last movie? I
It
don't
might
remember.
have.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's something that happens in this movie.
Okay, so they decided that Mecha Godzilla from the last movie was not a good idea, but we're going to make another giant robot this time.
I don't think it's even so much a giant robot. I think it's just because there's a shot where you see Kong running and he has just the arm. I think it's just a
Prosthetic arm.
It's
or
either
something like that.
prosthetic or it's.
Wouldn't it be cool if Kong had a robot arm? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of story. There's virtually nothing in the trailer. It's just like, hey, we're humans on Earth, but monsters kind of run everything, which has kind of been the narrative since the beginning of these legendary
Yeah.
MonsterVerse pictures.
It looks like more of the same, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I like the other one fine enough. I'll like this. I still think
Yeah.
Kong Skull Island is the best one of the bunch.
I would. It's a toss up between that and Godzilla, the Godzilla versus Kong. I like that. I like that one a lot. The first Godzilla movie was a little bit dry for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're not
I mean, don't
wrong
get me
there.
wrong. The in the Muto kind of suck.
The Muto was a terrible idea. They should
Yeah, I
have
didn't
gone
like
with
the-
other classic monsters from the
I didn't like the
beginning.
Muto, though. That one kill on the last Muto was nice, where Godzilla's like holding them out.
scream fire down its throat.
Yeah,
that's pretty
that part
good.
was cool.
Yeah. All right, more trailers. We have a trailer for Fallout, the Amazon Prime series based on video game.
Yep.
It looks like Fallout.
Looks like
Yeah,
Fallout.
it does. It looks
Yeah.
like Fallout. It doesn't look bad.
Decent graphics. The
Yeah.
story looks like it's going to take place. A lot of it's following one character that left the vault,
Yep.
and then the other is like other part of the story is what's happening at
Yeah,
the vault
after they left.
after they left. So yeah, it looks interesting. Walton
Yeah.
Goggins is a zombieman.
It looks like they got the tone because
They got the
Fallout
tone.
has kind of like almost a really tongue-in-cheek
Yes.
tone to it.
Yes.
And it looks like they got it.
I feel like it didn't look retro futury enough.
The inside of the vault
Inside the
shots
vault
definitely did, but
Yeah.
outside
It just looks like Mad Max.
And
I
that's
don't
fine.
I don't think we saw enough.
Sure.
To
Also, I
judge.
thought the Brotherhood of Steel flyer looked a little too
CG.
new.
Yeah, there's like that weird CG like gloss that's over
Yeah,
everything.
it's,
in this.
it's very silver and very shiny.
But then again, the trailer might be with preliminary art. They might not
that's
have
also
Yeah.
true.
finished
And
it.
also, it might be that shot might have been a flashback. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power armor looks cool though. It looks like it should.
Yeah, it looks like the power armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like the power armor.
All right, we have a trailer for If, standing for Imaginary Friends, written and directed by John Krasinski of The Office fame.
Yeah,
His
Jim,
first kids movie.
Jim from The Office.
He's
starring,
done a couple of films already. He did that one,
The Quiet
Place.
That movie
1 and
was-
2.
That movie was not very good.
Well, yeah.
and also he was Reed Richards in WandaVision, or not WandaVision.
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
Yeah,
But he's not anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
But
Pedro.
I mean,
it's Pedro
it looks,
now.
Yep.
it looks okay.
If looks fine. I mean, it looks like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends with the
With
numbers
Deadpool.
filed off.
Yeah. we got a big purple guy. The only thing's missing is a little blue guy.
Yeah, yeah. I will say that the CG on the 1930s style rubber hose character,
the rubber hose
actually
character.
looked pretty good.
Yeah.
like they did a nice job translating that into a live action 3D.
I
setting.
hope to see more rubber hose goofiness out of that character.
Yeah. There's a huge voice cast for that.
Oh,
as
it's-
well.
yeah, it's-
Steve Carell is the giant purple monster, and Ryan Reynolds is in
It
there.
just wasn't
and-
very funny. I hope
It wasn't.
I hope the actual movie is funnier because the trailer wasn't.
It felt like the trailer was trying to be too.
set up the world.
Yeah, well, it was
Well, not
trying
even
to
so
be.
much set up the world, but like give you some kind of emotional feel for
Yeah.
a trailer for a movie that's not even out yet.
It was trying to be so gee whiz about it. Like,
Yeah.
isn't this just the most wild and cool thing you've ever seen? It's like,
It's like, no, this has been done a lot.
yeah, no, actually, it's not that clever.
Yeah. there have been a ton of things dealing with,
Imaginary friends.
Imaginary Friends. Like I said, Foster's was one. That show Happy was one, where it was the grizzled cop that teams up with his daughters.
Chris Maloney. Yeah,
Chris Maloney and Patton Oswalt. There's a comic called Imagine Agents. It's like if unclaimed imaginary friends are left on their own too long, they become violent and dangerous monsters. So it is a division of the CIA where they've hired imaginary friends with a human handler that goes and takes care of these out of control imaginary friends, like, you know, whatever.
Like a Men in Black.
Like a kid's stuffed dinosaur if left
becomes a real
dinosaur that rampages and stuff like that.
It's like a Men in Black kind of thing.
Kinda, yeah.
I think Foster's was also one of like the best Cartoon Network cartoons
it's up
they
there.
ever did.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a full-on adult when I watched it.
Oh, it's like, yeah, because Foster's was like the second generation. I kind of look at, you know, stuff like the Johnny Bravo.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely first generation Cartoon Network.
Foster's was definitely second generation, and it's the one that lasted the test of time.
I loved Foster's. I always thought Foster's was a lot of fun to watch.
The Finding Walt one, where Walt goes up against his Wilt goes up against his old kid's buddy, like a bully.
Yeah,
and their imaginary friend who was basically Charles Barkley.
Yeah, because Wilt is supposed to be a stand-in for Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. And you get to meet all of the adults that had
imaginary friends.
Yeah. And two of them are Dexter and Mandark.
Dexter and Mandark. Yeah. Well, that's Coco, right? The one on the that was from the island. Yeah.
Coco. Oh my God, Coco, the one that has a pineapple tree for a head and an airplane for a body.
Yep.
And it poops eggs all the time.
It lays eggs that have exactly what you need in them. Yeah.
I love Foster's.
All right, so trailer for Has Been Hotel.
Yeah, so
I know next to nothing about this, and it sounds like that might be a good thing.
X amount of years ago on YouTube for a adult animated show musical set in hell called Has Been Hotel, where the daughter of the devil. Charlie, tries to set up a hotel to rehabilitate sinners, to send them to heaven, to stop the systematic calling in hell that happens like every year or something because there's too many souls in hell.
It's a real edgelordy kind of.
Yeah.
Surprise! It's a cartoon where they take a very, very like edgelord thing and try to make it cutesy and fun. It's not for me.
It's not for me. I didn't like the original pilot when I watched it because it's very one of those very like, if we do adult things and say the F word a lot, that's as good as writing a joke, right?
Yeah, you're right. This is probably going to hit very well with the Hot Topic teens.
Yeah.
If those still exist. I don't even know if they do. Like Hot Topic teens. I know Hot Topics still exist in some form. But
I mean, it's still very hopping.
It seems like something that the Super Hulock Tumblr fandom type area would have ate up 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which I guess is probably around the time when the pilot did come out.
Yeah.
It's been around forever.
It does seem like something that was done on Tumblr. You're right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
There's been a big boom lately of independent animation on YouTube, like having pilots blow up like this. There's this, and then that Amazing Digital Circus.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all like really super talented animation and character design, but the writing is always like
bad.
Yeah. I wish they would hire writers, or not even hire, but like team up with people who can write to make these.
Sure.
Oh, speaking of like independent animation on YouTube, the first episode of Hullabaloo, after like
the
13 years, it finally came out. It's out.
Oh, I hope it's good.
I watched it. It's not bad. It's very pretty. It's very Disney. And it's style. Well, the guy who made it is a Disney animator.
Disney, okay.
But it was originally going to be a movie, but now they're just releasing them as episodes. So,
all right, last trailer. There is a Netflix original film, Beverly Hills Cop: Axel F, which is Beverly Hills Cop 4, and I love the original. Beverly Hills Cop 1 is one of my.
It is a classic. A lot of people,
if not top 10, it's in the top 25 for sure.
It's up there with like your Lethal Weapons and your Die Hard and things like that.
And it perfectly meshed comedy and action as the movies went on. 2 was okay, 3 was not very good, because it was around that time that Eddie Murphy was trying to become a serious action actor. So I demand that there is minimal comedy in Beverly Hills Cop 3. Seriously, that's it. And this trailer, I don't know if it's. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it is just a poorly edited poorly made trailer because it is not funny. It's like super action movie. It doesn't lean on what made the first Beverly Hills Cop
Well, and it's
special
got
is that
the original song in a minor key.
Yeah.
Trope that everyone is tired of, rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, it almost reminded me of the Ghostbusters Afterlife
Yeah.
trailer. I mean, that movie turned out okay, but
Did it?
Well,
Did it though?
It was fine. If there had to be a sequel to Ghostbusters, it was fine. But
I like the Girl Ghostbusters movie better.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it was fun.
At least it was funny. That's true. So yeah, I hope the trailer was just cut weird and it's actually a funny movie. But I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope.
I mean, I did notice in the comparison of watching that trailer and the original.
We watched the original
Cop-Out,
trailers with it as well.
It does look like they're kind of trying to cash in on the nostalgia a little bit because there's a couple of scenes that frame in a similar way.
And they brought back some of the characters from the original movie. Surge, who was Balky from Perfect Strangers. He was in the original movie and he shows up in the new trailer. And the two Judge Reinhold and other cop who were in all of the other films as the straight-laced, like, oh, we've got to stop Axel Foley from being a wacky cop from Detroit here in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
They show up and it's very similar framing. Yeah.
In this world where we didn't ask for another sequel, here's another sequel.
But I'm willing to, because of how good the original was, I'm willing to give this one a shot.
It is definitely kind of interesting to see Eddie Murphy trying to come back from his long stint of Family Guy acting.
Yeah.
Or I don't mean like Family Guy is in the show. I mean like his kid, his child friendly.
Well, I think the popularity of the My Name is Dolomite.
Dude should have got an Oscar for Dolomite Is My Name.
Yeah.
That movie was so good.
That movie rocked.
And he was so good in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's trying to bring it back. Why not? Hey, why not? Last thing before we get to the Game Awards, because we have about 10 minutes left here. I wanted to do a quick update on a news bit that we did the last time we recorded the whole thing with the Completionist and the Open Hands Foundation. Don't want to get into it too deep, but to get people caught up, the main story was there's a YouTube guy, Gerard Khalil. He was tied in with a charity for dementia patient research called the Open Hands.
That was started by
Foundation.
his family.
That was started by his family.
Because his mom had dementia at a very young age.
Right.
For dementia.
Right. Very altruistic, where everything. And he did raised a ton of money for it over the past 9 or 10 years. Indieland, a week-long celebration of independent games. That all goes toward, charitable donations and that sort of thing.
It's because he didn't pick my game when I signed up for it this year. This is what you get.
Yeah. But so what happened last time was there were a couple of news accounts that had come out from other YouTubers doing exposés on it, discovering that instead of actually donating the funds given
for research,
the charity was just sitting on it, and it equaled like $655,000 or something like that.
It was some ridiculous large amount of money.
Yeah, and that Gerard knew about it for at least 2 of those 10 years, and continued to present the charities as going directly to research when in fact they were going directly nowhere. Now there was not technically any embezzlement because nothing was done.
Yeah, there was no wrongdoing.
Yeah, he actually did not commit any actual crimes.
Except for lying to his fan base.
He committed a social crime, not a crime.
Yeah. So after 2 weeks of radio silence, when this news broke, he put out a 20-minute or so video explaining that.
I watched about 7 minutes before I got bored.
Yeah. Basically, it was 2 minutes of him saying, "I'm sorry, we went ahead and donated some money," and 18 minutes talking about how it's not really actually my fault, and I'm going to threaten legal lawsuits against the 2 YouTubers who did the exposés on slander.
It did sound like those 2 guys a lot of times did not know what the heck they were talking about.
Sure. And I have no attachment to the 2 guys that did the things. However, it seems by saying in the video that, oh yeah, I'm also going to try to sue these guys for slander, it makes Khalil seem an awful lot like, I'm mad that I got caught.
Yeah.
It's a little petty.
It's a little petty.
It is a little petty.
And you cannot convince me otherwise that if...
For damaging his image.
Well, yeah, but more that his image should have been damaged because, listen, you can't convince me otherwise. If those exposés, as TMZ and clickbaity as they were, if they did not come out, the Open Hands Foundation would have continued to hold on to this money. It's not like they magically picked now to donate things on their own accord. It sounds like he's mad he got caught.
Yeah, and got drugged through the mud about it.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that they're, oh, there should be legal action, there should be this, that, and the other, towards the completionists. I don't think that is the case. However,
he didn't really commit a crime.
And it doesn't sound like he's as involved in this foundation as I thought he was.
Like his dad or something like that.
I thought this was something that like he created for Indieland, but it's not that. It's
not
something
that.
that's existed since before he was a big time YouTube boy.
Right. But
Like-
the point that I keep coming back to is, if he knew about it 2+ years ago,
Why didn't he do
anything about it then? Why did he spend 2 years lying to the public about this? And
That's the part
again,
that really gets me.
And again, if those videos hadn't come out, they would continue to be sitting. There's no way that money would still be sitting there.
What is the point of the money just sitting there? To what? Collect interest?
They said they were holding on to it so they could make a bigger donation, a more impressive looking donation. I
That
think
sounds like more like a more impressive tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because by holding on to that money, I mean, cost of living goes up, cost of everything goes up. The depreciation of the funds that they did have, they could have done more with
10 years ago.
Yeah.
years ago. I'm not going to support the completionist on his further endeavors, at least for a while, because it has really put a sour taste in my mouth about the whole thing.
I mean, of horrible things that YouTubers have done, this is definitely on the kind of side of things.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's not like he murdered a guy, or it's not
Or
like
was a
he
creep.
actively. Yeah, he's not a creep. He didn't actively steal a bunch of stuff.
He didn't film a corpse in a forest.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely did something that he was complicit in something that should not have happened.
Yeah.
At the very least, he is a poor businessman,
Yes.
and at the very most, he's he's not truthful with his
Fan base. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, wow, we are almost completely out of time. Let's talk about some Game Awards.
Okay. The Game Awards happened, and it was. Oh, we're out of time.
Playing you off. No,
No, it was bad. It was real bad.
it was almost not an award ceremony at all. It was just a collection of trailers with some awards thrown in.
Yeah. And
Spider-Man 2 didn't get any of the awards it was nominated for.
Right. It was the Baldur's Gate show.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I think it deserved every award.
yeah.
Baldur's Gate won. It deserved.
It deserved. Sure.
That joke that Christopher Judge made on at the expense of Call of Duty was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
sure.
solid.
Yeah, there were some legitimately funny moments, like Christopher Judge, who had, he had like a 10-minute acceptance speech last year,
And now he's ruined it for everyone who wanted to say anything this year.
Yeah, because I think the time was too fast for everybody.
Yeah.
They started playing people off like almost as soon as they walk up on stage.
All the developers that won got played off like almost instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But if Anthony Mackie wants to come up and like just kind
Do
of
his
play
comedy
shtick,
shtick.
play with the crowd for 20 minutes, like that's okay.
Well, that's Jeffy's whole thing, though. Jeff Keighley, he loves himself.
He wants his celebrity clout. He wants to
Say
hang
he
out,
knows these people.
hobnob with celebrities. Simu Limu's allowed to talk about his busted foot for 20 minutes, but the people who made Game of the Year don't get to talk for more than 30 seconds. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And they glossed over so many awards.
Yeah, they rapid fire did about 5 of them at the end, one after the other.
Yeah.
Like the big ones too, like Action Adventure Game of the Year, RPG of the Year.
Because they got to make more room for Hideo Kojima
Yeah.
and his OD.
His trailer that had no gameplay in it.
I think there should be a rule that if you want to have your trailer played on the Game Awards, it should have actual gameplay in it, because that would eliminate some of the trailers and leave more time for the awards. if they want to call it an awards, or just not make it an awards ceremony anymore.
Yeah, it should
just make it a new gaming convention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if this is how they're gonna treat the awards, they should just not have them and just have it be Winter Games Fest to go with Summer Games Fest.
Exactly.
Then it would be fine, and I would not be upset.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't watch it.
But don't act like you're doing a service to like
The gaming community.
the gaming community and game developers.
Yeah.
When all you're doing is your little advertising show and your
That's
celebrity
really all
hobnob.
it is. Yeah.
They did give Iron Mouse Content Creator of the Year, and that was the correct choice.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm disappointed that they didn't have her little iPad on wheels.
Yeah,
like,
that
roll
would
up
be
to the
that would be pretty
stage.
funny. But
They had a
they even
just-
did that. They did that in the pre-show as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that was a pre-show award, which they've always done that one during the show
Yeah,
before.
but now it's not. They
Yeah.
Every esports thing got glossed over, which
which I've never. That always
I don't
felt,
care as much about it, but it is important to somebody.
Yeah, that always felt like a weird extra thing that they had. Like,
Yeah,
everybody there seemed just as confused about it.
sure. Were there any good trailers that we saw that you guys like? OD looks like it's going to be Hideo Kojima's PT, but with the Silent Hill stuff scrubbed
Yeah.
off of it.
Also, Jordan Peele is involved, which is very good. Like,
That's really good. Yeah.
he's one of the creators that I would follow to the ends of the earth, along with Kojima, both.
Yep. So that's very good. And Kojima said that he's working with other people, which means Guillermo del Toro,
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty good. I'll be honest, I'm having trouble remembering
Yeah.
what some of the trailers
I don't
even
think that
were.
I mean, there was nothing Nintendo related.
Nothing Nintendo related. And Nintendo only won for Super Mario Wonder.
And Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4, yeah.
Mario Wonder got Best Family Game, and that's the Nintendo
And that's
category.
okay.
There's
Yeah.
always like 5 Nintendo games nominated in that category.
Yeah.
Um,
Trotted Doug Bowser out there to ramble
Yeah.
through his thing. Doug Bowser I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. He's never going to be Reggie.
No, he is no Reggie.
He is no Reggie. So, yeah, I don't know. I watch the Game Awards through the filter of other Twitch streamers and YouTubers.
Oh, I watched it raw.
You watched it raw. See, I can't do that. I gotta watch people that are rambling over top of it because I have to have the jokes.
It's so boring.
I watched a little bit with Nanners over top of it, and then, but after that, I'm like, no, I need to. I can do my own commentary.
Yeah, I watched it with Maximilian and his crew, the Yo Video Games guys. They're usually pretty good about, they have decent thoughts, but also can make jokes about how
Ridiculous.
how ridiculous and how everything sucks at the Game Awards because who cares? All right, well, you've actually hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload now.
You can email us at sap@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. The number's 419-561-5556. Leave us a message and we'll play it on the show. What's your game of the year or movie of the year?
Hey, there you go.
What's your thing of the year?
Yeah, Oscars are coming up here in the next couple months. We should.
Hey, another
yeah.
award ceremony
Get
I
ready for
don't
that.
care about.
Yeah, well,
I still think we should do our own awards at the end of the year.
I think we should. Well, that's an awful lot of work, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. We have 2 weeks. We have
Yeah.
2 weeks. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. Finally, I would like to thank Parker for helping us out over at the Facebook page, keeping things going over there, and also David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
we could call them the Nerdies.